Animals can do some pretty cool stuff that we don't always fully understand. Some of their abilities are so bizarre it borders on the unbelievable. Here are 10 super amazing animal abilities. Number 10. Memory. Elephants. You've heard the saying, an elephant never forgets. Well, there really is something to that. Elephants are incredibly intelligent, having the largest brain of any land animal, with 3 times the neurons we have. These massive creatures do not have great eyesight, but never forget a face, even decades later. In 1999, 2 females named Shirley and Jenny, who were companions when they were in the circus, were reunited after 20 years at the Elephant Sanctuary in Tennessee. They immediately recognized each other and seemed pleased to see their old friend again. Research done on 3 herds at Amboseli National Park in Kenya revealed that not only do they recognize one another, but that they recalled routes to alternate food and water sources when their usual areas dried up in times of drought. The older elephants remembered the last drought many years before and were able to get to those same watering holes from pure memory. They can not only remember places and others, but they also show their intelligence in many other ways, showing empathy, some even pain, and have been seen recognizing different human languages. Number 9. Deception and trickery. The cuckoo bird. Many animals are masters of deception, but none quite like the mother cuckoo bird. Her scheme involves swooping into the nest of a different kind of bird and replacing an egg with her own. She's using what's called egg mimicry, somehow making her egg look like the others. You can see that it is much larger than the other eggs. This is known as brood parasitism. This doesn't always work, but when Mama Cuckoo pulls this off, the new mother takes care of her egg as if it were her own. The egg hatches and quickly outgrows the other chicks, pushing them out of the nest. Growing to a ridiculous size, it takes over the nest, outgrowing the host mother. She is still none the wiser and still feeds the imposter cuckoo until it can fend for itself. Many species of cuckoo do this, including the common cuckoo, red-chested, as well as the cowbird. Scientists still aren't sure exactly how she does it. Number 8. Monarch butterflies. Migration long distance. One of the most amazing migrations that occurs on Earth is the journey of the monarch butterfly. As fall creeps into Canada and the northeastern United States, millions of monarch butterflies start to make their epic journey from the cold, shorter days to the warm weather to the south. They migrate to a very small region high up in just a few mountains in central Mexico. They group together on the Oyamel fir trees, or the sacred firs. They then start the journey back north and get partway there around Texas to lay their eggs. They die soon after, but their caterpillar offspring become butterflies and continue the journey north to their parents' original home. Scientists and researchers are still scratching their heads as to how they know where to go and why they make such a long journey. Many theories exist, such as their relative position to the sun, parasite prevention, or just following their favorite food, the milkweed plant. Whatever it is truly remarkable. Number 7. The octopus. Camouflage. Some animals have adapted over time to their surroundings, but the octopus is the master at changing their appearance on the spot. They can rapidly change the color of their bodies to blend in to camouflage themselves. They have light-sensitive skin and pigment-bearing cells. Each cell is connected to the brain, and the change comes almost with no thinking. It's automatic. There is a variety called the mimic octopus who has the ability to mimic other sea creatures like the lionfish, flounder, and sea snakes. They are also the most intelligent of the invertebrates, recently being observed carrying around half coconut shells as mobile shelters and being the first to use a tool. They have 0 bones in their bodies, so they are able to squeeze in and out of very tight spots, living in crevices and holes along the rocky bottom. They are very secretive in nature, and if you see one, it's most likely because they let you. Truly an evolutionary marvel. Number 6. Bioluminescence. Various animals. Some animals have the amazing ability to generate light using their own bodies. It's called bioluminescence. Animals that possess this ability include marine animals, microorganisms, bacteria, fireflies, and even fungi, even though they aren't classified as animals. It is a chemical reaction involving light-emitting molecules and enzymes. Krill and plankton, for example, display an enchanting ocean sparkle when they light up. These creatures are some of the smallest on Earth that are eaten by some of the largest, like whales. Yet they have this ability that's totally alien. They make and emit their own light when they're disturbed, and animals use bioluminescence to fend off predators by confusing them, and also to attract a mate. Deep-sea marine animals like the anglerfish and the walnut jellyfish glow for all the same reasons. It is a beautiful sight to see. Number 5. Super tough. Chitons. There are over 900 living and 400 fossilized species that are considered chitons. They are creatures that live in the waters of the Gulf of Mexico and the Northwest Atlantic and have the hardest teeth of any animal on Earth. Not only do they have the hardest teeth, but their teeth are also the hardest substance made by any living creature on the planet. This substance is magnetite, and they use their black metallic teeth to eat algae off of rocks. A bioengineer at Northwestern University has been studying them for years and is astonished by the process these little guys take to make it. It's an iron oxide usually used in electronics and medical devices, and often requires extremely high temperature and pressure to make. But these little guys did it in the ocean over millions of years. Chitons also have eyes that are literally made of rock, called ocelli, made from a mineral called aragonite, which is also what their shells are made out of. It's not great vision, but they have hundreds of these eyes all over their bodies. Number 4. The axolotl. Regeneration never grows up. The axolotl, also known as the Mexican walking fish, probably has the hardest to spell names out there, but is also one of the cutest animals around. Dwelling in lakes in Mexico, it has a remarkable ability to heal itself and regenerate entire limbs. They can also breathe underwater with gills, unlike some of its other amphibious cousins like frogs. This amazing little animal is actually not a fish at all, but a salamander. It stays in its larval or juvenile form, just gets bigger, never developing the ability to breathe air despite having rudimentary lungs. It is an extremely endangered species due to the threatening of their natural habitat by humans. Most live currently in captivity, and efforts to increase their wild population is underway. There is still so much we have to learn about the axolotl's amazing regenerative superpowers. Number 3. The lyrebird. Mimicking sounds. This very special animal has a talent for mimicking not only other birds, but noises as well. They are well known throughout Australia, even appearing on their 10-cent coin and postage stamps. These birds do make their own songs and have a very unique courtship display to show off those feathery tails and voice range. One of these birds in particular, Chook, who was hatched and raised at the Healesville Sanctuary in Victoria, was moved to the Adelaide Zoo, where he has amazed millions in person and online for years. During his stay, he heard the construction sounds of the panda enclosure being built. He then began to mimic these sounds and became infamous for his hammers, drills, saws, and car alarm sounds. Little is known about how they do this, so more research is currently being conducted in the wild. What a unique talent! Number 2. The jellyfish. Immortality and reverse aging. This fascinating creature has quite an unbelievable ability. Immortality. That's right, they can actually go beyond regeneration. Found in the Mediterranean, first discovered in the 1800s, the immortal jellyfish fully grown medusas are only about 4.5 millimeters. They have transparent bodies with bright red bellies and about 90 little white tentacles. They have been shown to respond to being damaged or starving by reverting back to their infant state, known as a polyp, on the bottom of the sea floor. They miraculously regenerate as a complete clone. Jinru Hu, a biology student at Xiamen University, discovered that the moon jelly variety also does this. He continued to observe a moon jelly that had sank to the bottom of the tank, apparently dead, just to see it regenerate with new limbs 2 months later. Like that of a metamorphosis of a butterfly, but backwards. They do this over and over. How amazing is that? And number 1 on our list is the tardigrade. Indestructibility. These tiny, almost microscopic animals don't usually get any bigger than a millimeter long. They are plump caterpillar-looking like creatures. And they prefer to live in sediment at the bottom of lakes, but they can survive just about anywhere, even the vacuum of space. They can withstand varying degrees of extreme temperature as low as -328 degrees Fahrenheit or highs of more than 300 degrees Fahrenheit, according to Smithsonian Magazine. They can even endure radiation, boiling liquids, and extreme pressure. According to a study done at the European Space Agency, they would outlast every other living animal on Earth in the event of an asteroid or supernova. The tardigrade tops our list for the most amazing animal ability. If you enjoyed this video, give us a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to hit the bell so you get notified when we release new videos. Thanks so much for watching.